I've been using the Hohem M7 for a couple of weeks now. There are some things that need to be addressed. For one, the battery life is not that great. Another thing that needs to be addressed is the fact that they promote this thing right here that you put on top, and it's supposed to follow you. It does follow you, but it is also inconsistent. Like if I'm just walking around, I guess it needs to see a face, right? Once you turn around, it kind of like loses track for no reason at all, to be honest. In my opinion, I don't understand it. In theory, it works, but it's not consistent. And I've over explained this before, but I just feel like this really needs to be addressed. And this is not just Hohem that I'm talking about. I'm talking about all gimbals need to go to the next level. There is technology out there now that could be used with gimbals, and I don't understand why they're not using it in 2025. We could take it to the next level. What I want to talk about are the new technology that needs to be used. I don't think there's a word for it necessarily. There probably is. Please comment if you know what this technology is called. I don't feel like looking it up, but there should be a tracking device that it tracks. And not only should it track, it should record audio and video. The device should be very small and it should connect to it automatically. How far? I say at least 100 feet. Or if you want to take it further, 100 yards. At the very least, it should be able to follow a tracking device 100 yards. I understand it's not going to be able to track something that's like a mile long. That's perfectly fine. We're not going to be able to see the subject if it goes way too far anyways, unless you got a 500 millimeter lens, but that's not what I'm talking about here. We're not sniping, but it should be able to follow a tracking device that's 100 yards away. No matter if there's walls, no matter if there's barriers, no matter if there's Wi-Fi or audio or sound or anything that can make it not follow. And that device, like I said, I should be able to put it in my pocket, put it right here where I can record audio. I don't want just a device. It needs to record audio. I want the audio to sync up to the video, right? Without having to unload the audio and pair it up with the video in some other software later. I should be able to walk around and it will follow me wherever I'm going because I have this device in my hand. And then I have no doubts about whether I'm being followed or not. And the reason why I want to do that, I would like to make YouTube content, don't get me wrong, that's what I'm doing right now. But let's say I want to record a soccer game. I want some highlights of myself playing a simple soccer game. I set up the camera off the field, I press record, and what happens? It's gonna lose me because there's 20 other players or other people on the field. It's not gonna know who to track in that moment. I have to actually hire a videographer, and I feel like in 2025, that is really unnecessary. I shouldn't have to hire a videographer in 2025. Don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for videographers. Videographers will never be obsolete. Never, because there are certain benefits from having a videographer. You have extra hands. You actually have somebody to talk to when it comes to a videographer. Dice, why are you so aggressive about this? Because I'm sick and tired of it, to be honest. I really am. Like in 2025, we've been waiting for years. At least I have been waiting for years for this technology to happen. And I'm not understanding why a company doesn't use this technology. I shouldn't have to buy a product that comes out in 2025 and it doesn't have this technology. That's like buying 16-bit microphones when we have 24-bit and 32-bit. Anything less should be like, it should at least be an option. I'm not saying that you have to use this technology every single time that you turn on a gimbal. There's different reasons why, but it should be an option. Whether I go behind this door and walk outside, it should still be following me. It shouldn't just have to rely on just my face and tracking my face is what I'm saying. This is not necessarily just an aim at Hohem. I'm talking about all the companies. I should be able to be followed. The DJI Pocket 4 should definitely implement this technology. I don't have a 3, but I'm just saying I know it's not on there. I should be able to go through walls and should just be able to track my microphone. Just imagine, what's really dope about this idea is I can set up multiple cameras that would track this one device. And no matter what room I go into, if I have multiple cameras set up anywhere I'm at, right, they're all following me and it's live. I don't have to do another take or press stop and do another take. I just want to be able to do the takes and just be live with it. You know, it'd be really great for reality TV too. Just an idea, right? Because a lot of reality TV, what they do is they put a whole bunch of cameras around the facility, around the place that they're doing the reality TV show at. Like, it'll be a different type of shot. I'm not saying that the reality TV shots aren't good, but just imagine having a different option. That's all I'm saying. Having a camera that is consistently following you, right, no matter where you go. If I go a mile away and get within range, I should be followed. I mean, that would be a whole different type of shot, maybe a Mission Impossible airplane coming in and you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe some shit like that. But the soccer field example, I still have to hire a videographer in 2025. The footage that I'm showing you now, I'm not doing much. I'm just simply in the kitchen and it still stopped following me. It was well lit. I'm still not being followed because some other person came into the picture. Like, I can't make a movie like that. That's all I'm saying. And that is the goal right now, is to make a movie. This is why I'm so passionate about this, because, I mean, sure, I can hire a videographer. That is true. I can hire one, but nobody got the money or the time for that shit right now. Where's the technology, man? Where's the technology? So that's my biggest gripe with the Hohem and gimbals in 2025. There isn't nothing out there right now that does this, that follows a microphone. Not just any device, it has to be a microphone. All right, let me stress that. You could easily, if you have a device and you have a microphone, it should just be all in one. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't understand why you would have two different things when you could just mesh them as both, right? The microphone should be just as small as this. If it needs to be bigger, I'm not tripping, because I can always use a lavalier. Oh, and that should be an option, by the way. I shouldn't have to use something like this, right, and then not have a lavalier, because some shots where I'm too close and you can actually see the microphone, I don't want you to see the microphone in a cinematic world. Nobody does. They're gonna be like, is that a microphone? Bro, what are we watching? This amateur shit. I should be able to use a lavalier. It should be an all-in-one device. That's all I'm saying. Matter of fact, I shouldn't even have to wait for the M7 or M8 to come out. They should sell it separately. All right, just put it out there on the market. Tracking device that connects to the Hohem or any gimbal. Y'all already got the gimbal. Work on the technology to track a device. And then what I should be able to do is not only just track the device, because if I'm way over here on the tracking device, I want it to off center. Like, hey, no matter where I go, I want it to be right here, cinematic style. All right, that should definitely be a thing. I should be able to off-center my footage however I can before I press record. Off-center to the left, to the right of the rule of thirds should be really simple. All right, it should be 4 options at the very minimum. The top, or 5 options. It should be center, rule of thirds. It should be the one right here. It should be the one right here, one down here, and one down here. 5 options, right? The rule of thirds. We all know it. Hohem, if you're hearing this, DJI, if you're hearing this, and nobody's using this technology, I don't believe it, to be honest. Anyways, tune in to the next one.